Hello, viewers. Good day to all. I'm reminded of the words of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. When a woman moves forward, the family moves, the village moves, and the nation moves. Today's women are thriving in startups or branching out on their own as independent consultants or freelancers. More women are willing to take a leap of faith in business as it gives them the freedom to set their schedule, earn their own money, and the freedom to pursue their passion. Women, yes, undeniably, women have come a long way. Today, I am excited to meet one such woman entrepreneur who is a living legend and a catalyst for generations, who had started her own foundation and reached out to millions and millions of souls. The purpose was not to earn huge profits, but to bring smiles on the faces of the physically challenged, to lead a happy life without battling through everyday activities and say, I'm special, but a limited edition. I welcome Madam Swarnalatha, founder and managing trustee of Swarga Foundation, to our NGP School's Expert Talk series. Myself, Shravya from grade 12, will take you through this interaction and show you how beautifully a woman can portray herself amidst all stumbling blocks. Happy Women's Entrepreneurship Day, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shravya. Thank you for a wonderful introduction also.
Thank you. Before I begin, let me introduce our woman entrepreneur, Ms. Swarnalatha, the founder and managing trustee of Swarga Foundation. Swarga Foundation is a registered charitable trust in India formed in the year 2014 to improve the lives of patients affected with multiple sclerosis and neurodiseases. Madam Swarna has been through a rugged and stormy path after being affected by multiple sclerosis at the age of 29. Madam was still able to anchor herself and also pull over many others who were struggling like her onto the shore. I salute the indomitable spirit of yours, ma'am. This year, Swarga has completed 8 years of service to humanity and has achieved many milestones from Saukya to Suraksha and Saradi to I'm Special, a themed calendar, and much more. So, ma'am, shall I proceed with the questions?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Ma'am, I understand you led a normal life working in an MNC in Bangalore. All of a sudden, you got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and had to use a wheelchair. How did you manage the mental and physical challenges?
Okay, I was diagnosed 13 years ago. So first time it was a viral fever. Then soon after that I had neck down paralysis. After taking steroids for a month and a half, I regained 60% of my mobility, which I've been losing gradually. So initially when I was neck down paralyzed, my son was about 2 years old and daughter was not yet born. So this time I was working with a very big multinational company. So I was actually forced to quit the job also. So there are a lot of questions whether this condition is going to be permanent, temporary. How am I going to manage? Because there are various stages of multiple sclerosis. It's a disease of central nervous system which affects the brain and spinal cord and makes the person completely disabled. So from beginning itself, I had reached the final stage, which is a primary progressive type, which means deterioration is really fast. Initially, it was like holding people's support to walk. Then I graduated to walking stick. Then it was walker. Then from last 6 years, I've been using wheelchair. So to think of my deterioration is different, and to experience deterioration is definitely very very different. So acceptance was very difficult. Anybody at that age, at 29, to think that I don't have a future at all, it was, my dreams were shattered. My personal aspirations, career, everything, you know, was just shattered. Okay. So, yeah, in spite of that, I gained courage from my son and my husband, and I thought, let's give life another chance. So here I am.
That must have taken a lot of mental strength that brought you here, ma'am.
Yeah, definitely.
Could you please tell us more about the initial activities that gave birth to Swarga Foundation?
The idea of Swarga was conceived in the hospital when I met a 19-year-old boy. This guy was in first year of engineering, and he was struggling to walk. He was holding his father's hand to walk, So we were sitting in the canteen, and when he was just about to reach canteen, he pissed in his pants. So it was very embarrassing for him. He went back to the room and came back. He was too slow at walking, which took him like half an hour to come back. And when he came back and sat in front of us, his hands had tremors. So no matter how much he tried to eat, the food wasn't, he wasn't able to gather the food in his spoon. And even though he gathered, the food wouldn't go in his mouth. So it was really a tough scene to watch. And I thought that I'm really privileged because I have seen a phase where I have seen love, I've seen education, family, marriage, children. And here are children who have lost everything before they could even start. So I thought, okay, with whatever we have, whatever knowledge and experience we have, let's support patients with the knowledge that we have. So initially we started counseling patients. I mean, I was counseling the patients, and my husband was counseling the family members and caregivers of the patient. So that's how we started. And we also started supporting them with wheelchairs, walkers, hearing aids. So yeah, this was the beginning of Swarga Foundation.
It is very inspiring to see the leaps and bounds you took to come here. So, could you tell us more about the milestones of Miss Swarnalatha as an entrepreneur, and which also gave birth as a founder of Swarga?
As they say, necessity is the mother of invention. I had seen the life where I had access to all the luxuries and comforts, and here I saw another life where I had to fight for every right. There was no facilities for transportation. There were no ramps. There were no toilets for wheelchair users. So um, the world seemed to be very dull, and we didn't have social life. I mean, people like us. So this one day when I was waiting for a taxi, and the driver refused to take my wheelchair inside, saying that his taxi will get dirty and he's not a porter to lift my wheelchair. I kind of started questioning myself. If people like me who have voice are not able to deal with such situation, what do people who cannot speak up for themselves do? How do they travel? So I did a little survey and found that nobody ever steps out of the house. It's very difficult unless it's absolutely necessary, an emergency, they never step out of the house. So that gave to Sarathi, Tamil Nadu's first taxi service for people with disabilities and senior citizens, which comes with a ramp, toilet, sofa cum bed, hot water, television, wash basin, so that people like us can travel with dignity and comfort. Then we started Saukya Pain Rehab Clinic, where we have treated more than 11,000 patients with physiotherapy, counseling, and Ayurveda services, all for free, because rehabilitation is very, very expensive. In a month, at least one has to spend close to 10 to 12,000. So because of this, people don't take therapy, and their quality of life is affected. So we thought, okay, let's at least reduce this burden on them. So that is why we started providing free therapy, and we have seen so many people walk and talk again and resume their normal life because of Saukya providing them such services. And Suraksha is a project which we launched this beginning of this year. And Suraksha is the project we launched beginning of this year, where we take a team consisting of doctor, nurse, physiotherapist, and the psychologist to patients who are bedridden. And we provide services like foot tube changing, catheter changing, addressing their bed sores and any other health issues they have. And also we provide psychosocial support to the patient and their family members. And we have started Lakshya, where we are training 15 persons with disabilities in air rifle shooting and pistol shooting, of which 12 are women, and 3 of them have won medals in state level, and one of them has reached the nationals. So AM Special Calendar is our major fundraiser, where we feature 12 differently abled achievers from across India. Every year we have a theme. So next year's theme is Invincibles, where we have featured world champions in sports. So many of them are Arjuna awardees, Drona awardees, and they have won medals in Olympics. So what we do through this is we try to raise awareness about disability and inclusion. So probably most of them know that people with disabilities have won more accolades and awards, medals in Olympics for India than able-bodied individuals. So we want to take that message that given a chance, we can do better than the best. We conduct monthly camps called Swastha, where we identify potential beneficiaries and bring them to our center. Generally, these camps are conducted in hamlets and nearby villages. Last time we did this for bus drivers and conductors of TNSTC. So we choose such categories and we try to identify them. We have also made 10 government schools, police commissioner's office, and railway station in Coimbatore wheelchair friendly by providing ramps and wheelchair friendly toilets.
Ma'am, can you narrate any challenges that you had faced as you were being an entrepreneur, as your foundation was growing, and personally, ma'am?
We moved to Coimbatore in 2012. I had no friends here. I didn't know the language here. And I was very depressed because my condition was deteriorating really fast. And my children were very small. My daughter was about 10 months old, and my son was about 4 years old. That is when I was first hospitalized. So there were too many issues that I had to handle at the personal front. As a family, my husband and I were really struggling because my father-in-law was also affected with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. He was also on wheelchair. My mother-in-law was highly diabetic and she passed away 1.5 years back. She was in coma for 13 months. So we have been having these issues at the personal front. And like I said, when I came here, I had no friends. I had to start everything new. I had to make friends. I had to meet people. And I had to instill that trust in people to make donations because without money, we cannot serve anybody. So for people to, for us to earn their trust was a challenge. But I think Coimbatore is a very warm place. They really respected my decision and they welcomed my initiatives. And I was provided with so many opportunities, which I tried, like they say, I tried to convert every adversity into opportunity.
The strength that you had to push through all of that is very overwhelming. We are glad to speak to you today. And how should one handle the perceptions of people once they are recognized as an empowering personality?
I think the person who gets more affected by our success are our own relatives and close friends. And our world, I mean, in our world, we have at least 25% of people who like what we do, another 25% who don't like what we do, another 25% who are so confused in life that they don't know what I'm doing. And fourth ones are they are loaded with their own problems that they don't care what I do. So I don't think I have to think about what anybody wants. I think I will go with the perception of what my family thinks and what people who really care for me think. And of course, if I think that their opinions do not match with my intentions, then I will still go ahead with what I have thought because everybody comes with a purpose in life. So probably this is my purpose in life. So um, I really don't care what anybody else thinks. So I just have to do my work. That's all. In Bhagavad Gita, they say that karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu katachana, which means we have to put our 100% without thinking or without expecting about the results. So that is what we are doing today.
Yes, so perceptions of people can actually be a hindrance to a lot of people. Your point of view actually does matter. And you are a living legend, a great inspiration to the youngsters and those who feel low about their existence because of some small disability or due to some medical issues. What do you have to say to them?
While I was in hospital, I was writing a short story. This was my first story actually, called Pink Carnations. So I was actually trying to make carnations out of toilet tissue roll. So while I was making one of them, it accidentally tore. And instead of, it's tissue rolls, I could have actually put it in the dustbin. But I took that little effort to apply glue and made it look beautiful. And uh, the 10 flowers I made, I think this was the most beautiful one. And that is when I realized that, see, to make 10 flowers, I have spent equal amount of sweat and time and have done with so much care. But still, all 10 look so different. So, if the God is making trillions of organisms in the universe, how much effort He must be making to make them all look unique and behave unique. I think that is the essence of the life. Everybody is unique, and we should go by that. And that is the day I decided that I'm not going to trouble God with my problems. I will handle it myself because He's got too much on His plate. So,
what would you wish to tell the people, like the upcoming women entrepreneurs of today?
be financially independent. Then think about marriage if at all you want to. And beauty is not in the beauty parlor. It's in the smile that comes from within. And I think you will start glowing when you're true to yourself. And you don't need to go behind somebody to get approval. You have to love yourself first. Then I think everything else will follow. And don't try to become something every day. If you ask anybody, what do you want to become? People say, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become that, this. Nobody here is saying that I want to become a good human being. I think that's more important. And to become a good human being, you should have good values and you should have discipline in life, because discipline brings comfort. And yeah, just true to be yourself.
I would definitely want to be a good human being first. And can you mention any of your personal achievements? Anything you've achieved?
Yeah, I am an Asia Book of Records holder for motivational talks. I have delivered more than 300 talks across the globe, and I do sing. I've recorded a couple of songs. I can speak more than 10 languages. I write 6 languages. I'm a photographer. The pictures that I've clicked have been displayed in various international exhibitions and sold in aid of Multiple Sclerosis Society of India. I've shot videos also. One of them won an award in Delhi by CBM International. And the short stories that I've written have been featured in various forums and books. I'm the winner of Mrs. India Beauty Pageant South in 2018, which was held in Goa. I participated against able-bodied individuals. I was the only participant on wheelchair. I wanted to add glamour to disability, and I wanted to tell the whole world what beauty is all about. Is it just skin deep, or is it about character? Is it about long hair, short hair, complexion? What it's all about. So I think people got that message. And I'm a social entrepreneur. And yes, I'm a mother of 2. So I play these meaningful roles in life.
That was so amazing. Since you are a singer, could you please a few lines of a song for us?
மன்னவன் பேரை சொல்லி மல்லிகை சூடிக்கொண்டேன், மன்மதன் பாடலொன்று நெஞ்சுக்குள் பாடிக்கொண்டேன், சொல்லதான் எங்கேயும் இல்லையே பாஷைகள், என்னமோ ஆசைகள், எண்ணத்தின் ஓசைகள், மாலை சூடி மஞ்சம் தேடி மாலை சூடி மஞ்சம் தேடி காதல் தேவன் சந்நிதி காண 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 சின்ன சின்ன வண்ண கோயில் கொஞ்சி கொஞ்சி கோவதம்மா, புரியாத ஆனந்தம் புதிதாக ஆரம்பம், புரியாத ஆனந்தம் புதிதாக ஆரம்பம், na 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 na. Thank you.
That was very amazing, ma'am. You're a multi-talented person yourself.
Thank you. I think everybody has to give themselves some time to explore, and everybody has talent. Everybody is good at something. We just have to explore. And I think that happens when you are true to yourself. You are yourself. You are not trying to imitate somebody else, when you are not trying to become somebody else. I think your true colors will be shown that time. Right?
That is amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, would you like to share a few words or a small message to our students?
Sure. See, everybody is trying to compare themselves with others. We are always comparing ourselves with um, people who are more privileged. Why are we not comparing ourselves with people who are less privileged? For example, we are comparing that, okay, that guy has an iPhone, so I have to buy it. Why are we not seeing that other child doesn't even have a phone? So I think everybody is trying to show off. This year we got iPhone 14, next year it will be iPhone 15. So there's no end to it. So we are only in a rat race to to show that I'm better than him. So what I see, the whole idea is we are trying to show off. I feel that we should try to show off our character for once at least. Try to be nice to people, try to be kind to other people, try to be compassionate, and respect your parents, respect your teachers. I'm telling you, I used to hate my parents so much, but today when I see my children growing, I think I did the most wrong thing. I shouldn't have done that. They really tried hard, but I didn't think from their perspective. So uh, when you grow up, you'll know what your parents were up to. So I think you should give them that benefit of doubt. So please respect your teachers, respect your parents. They all want good out of you. They want to see you prosper and study well. Uh, you know that you may argue that a lot of people who didn't study are CEOs who are earning in billions and millions and whatever. See, that is one in a lakh or one in a million, but regular students have to study hard. There is no choice. Okay, and try to put your best. We are not saying that you should be rank holders, but at least give your best shot. Yeah, all the best to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Audience, so in conversation with me was Miss Swarnalatha of Swarga Foundation on this Women's Entrepreneurship Day on the NGP School's Expert Talk Series. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So we believe Miss Swarnalatha's story will be an inspiration to all.